This is my speech.
Now go.
Okay, hi, this is Eli's speech. I'm going to show you the audience. There's audience member 1, 2, 3, and 4 is over there. Going back to the cameraman. Alright, so you guys are environmental students, and this is a speech on salmon habitat destruction and species decline. So, the habitat for numerous species of salmon has been changed drastically, endangering many varied species of wild salmon that evolved over centuries in their unique habitats. The culprit behind these attacks, none other than us, Homo sapiens. Many of the species of wild salmon are endangered, and the destruction of their habitat, along with overfishing, has led to their drastic reduction in numbers. During much of the 21st century, damming, farming, infrastructure, and urban sprawl has devastated much of the habitat for species of salmon such as Chinook, also known as the spring, Coho the silver, Shum the dog, Pink the humpback, and Sockeye the red salmon, thanks to McClathley 2003. The damming on rivers such as California, Oregon, and even Colorado inhibits the flows of rivers. Many of these dams that were implanted in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s were not implanted with spawning channels that allow returning spawning salmon to return to the springs and also the juveniles to return back to the ocean, thus killing the river upstream of the dam. The effects of farming on land surrounding the river habitats often create large problems for salmon eggs and juvenile fish. The removal of soil retaining plants to allow for farming causes more water runoff than in a natural situation. The extra water runoff causes swelling of rivers and enhanced river flow. Along with the excess watershed, because of the lack of soil retaining plants, much silt and other particulate will find its way into the rivers. The extra particulate decreases the oxygenation in the water and reduces the productivity of the river itself, thanks to the Klamath River Keeper 2012. The decrease in oxygen content of the river can seriously affect the juvenile salmon and in extreme cases can ravage juvenile numbers. In the River Keeper 2012, it says that the fall run salmon have faced less destruction to their numbers because they avoid the heat of summer and the heat of the particulate effect. Other sources, such as the Canadian Journal of Fisheries and the report put together by David Larson, explains the effects of habitat destruction. Habitat conditions altered by human-induced changes to fundamental processes include the longitudinal frequency of depth of pools, the composition of stream bed substrate, riparian vegetative cover, the complexity of channel habitat, and floodplain connectivity. While habitat destruction has played its role to decrease salmon numbers, the overfishing of rivers in the western seaboard during the 1800s has caused much of the species decline. According to the report by the Klamath River Keeper in 2012, the Klamath River was once teeming with over 100,000 spawning salmon during a spring run. Now the numbers dwindle in the danger zone in less than 1,000 in 2010. This is a trend that is being seen all throughout the western seaboard. These numbers are proof that habitat destruction from farming and damming, along with the effects of overfishing, has slashed the numbers of wild salmon. There are efforts being implemented to hopefully return some wild numbers of salmon into the U.S. According to David Larson in the Canadian Journal of Fisheries in 2006, some of the ways in which habitats are being restored are adding habitat structures such as wood overhangs, which will provide pools and channels that are essential for spawning habitat. Also, the stabilization and the replanting of native aquatic species are some other steps being taken by locals in order to revive some streams. Also, some other efforts underway are to redirect road and farming drainage in order to reduce runoff and sediment content in said runoff. In rare cases, dams have even been removed from streams in order to make the river wild once again. So in conclusion, the lack of environmental education has led to the destruction of salmon habitat throughout the western seaboard of the U.S. Numerous causes such as damming, farming, and overfishing have slashed numbers of wild salmon in the U.S. While the numbers of wild salmon are dwindling near extinction, environmental changes by humans can help restore some productivity of the natural habitat. Thank you.